It's your host, Lunas of Lunar Arts Gaming and Lunar Arts Extras. You already know. So, I wanted to talk to you guys for a bit about
I'm not gonna go easy on you.
something that matters to me, which is Dragon Ball. This video is going to come off as a love letter. And by the way, before I forget to say it, yes, welcome to the second channel. I hope you guys enjoy it. As you can see, there's a bit of a back catalog already from the different few reviews that we've done. And I mean, those are cool, but I thought that we need to make something new on there, right? Something exclusive, because this is where you guys are going to find all of my content that aren't specifically video game related. Now, while you might still see video games on this channel, like the video game reviews, you'll see those here. You'll see me talking about the different animes I'm in love with. You will also see the gaming in the background. So like today, the topic is Dragon Ball. And, I mean, as you can see from the title will be, what does Dragon Ball mean to you? That is an open invitation for you to tell me what Dragon Ball meant to you growing up, etc., etc., etc. As you go through the video, you're going to hear what it means to me as well. But the main point of this second channel is I want to make anime what-ifs. I think that would be really fun. I want to make, just different. I want to start a podcast, an anime podcast, where we talk about anime, TV, all types of stuff like that, which I have that in the works already. Just have to figure out how I want to do it and how I want to go about it. I don't know. That'll be something. But I have plans for the second channel. I really do. And I hope that it gets just as big. I mean, granted, I also hope the gaming channel gets a lot bigger. I hope they both get monetized. That would be great. Fingers crossed, right? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll have to wait and see how YouTube what YouTube favors. We'll have to see what you, the audience, favors. Do you guys like the gaming content? Do you want more of a sit down and just talk to me kind of content? Either way, I'll never stop with either channel. They're both gonna keep going, I think. So this is just the extra stuff, the stuff that'll take me time to work on. That won't just be instant pop-outs. Though I'll probably be keeping things like compilations, like gaming compilations, if I make those, to the gaming channel. So let's get right into it. Thank you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. Now let's start talking about the main topic. What does Dragon Ball mean to you? And by proxy, what does Toriyama mean to you? Now, Akira Toriyama is a very famous manga creator, as we know, of course, and he passed away last year. The world was crushed. I was crushed when he passed. But you can take this as my long-awaited love letter to Toriyama. Now, I did, of course, make a post on the main channel, like, hey, I'm sad because Toriyama's passed. However, I want something more finite, more of me spilling my guts on why Dragon Ball is great and you should go watch it. So, growing up, I was bullied. I had a hard time making friends when I was younger. I was the way I am now, which is a mix of an introvert and an outrovert. Like, I wouldn't leave my house if I didn't have to, but if I do, when I see somebody I know, like, we're best friends and I won't talk to you, I want to hang out. But, I was kind of a shut-in, and me and my brothers all have a decent age gap between us. So, the thing that bonded us, that got us closer, was our love for anime, specifically for Dragon Ball, Bleach, Zack Bell, Naruto, One Piece, Inuyasha. You know, the original Toonami run. Me and my brothers would sit down and we would watch anime together, and those would be some of our most peaceful times growing up as kids. That would be the time where all the fighting between us would stop for that 24 to 30 minute time slot. We'd sit down, we'd watch some anime. Some of the happiest times with my siblings was just sitting down watching anime. I remember when I was a kid and I couldn't read, my older brother would actually, I would come up to him and I would bother him like, "Hey, bro, will you read me this comic?" It was manga and it was Naruto, or it would be Dragon Ball, or it would be One Piece. It would be one of the big three, or Dragon Ball. And my brother would either he'd read it to me, or he'd be like, "Man, I'm not trying to read that to you right now." But then he'd come back and read it to me anyway. I'm probably gonna send this to him too. So yeah, I love you, bro. Those are some of my happiest moments with my older brother. And I still think about them sometimes, those moments. As time grew, me and my siblings, we spaced apart, but we are reconnecting, and I promise you the love of anime is still there. But specifically, Dragon Ball was always that anime that would always have me hooked. Like, I fell off of Naruto for a while. I fell off of One Piece for a long time. I fell off of One Piece from the Dressrosa, or from before Fishman Island. Like, after Thriller Bark, I fell off of One Piece, and I didn't come back to it until nearly after Dressrosa, and then I fell back off, and then I didn't come back to it until after Gear 5 Luffy was already out, and then I speed watched all of that. Who did I speed watch all of that? But basically, though, what I'm trying to say is I love this anime. This is the one anime I've never fallen off of. I've always been up to date. I'm always down for debates on anime. I'm definitely always down for a Dragon Ball debate, dude. I would love to have anybody on the channel talk to me about Dragon Ball. You feel me? It has always been a staple in my life. Dragon Ball was always that one constant variable in my life. No matter how crazy things got, I knew I could always come back and watch Dragon Ball and be fine, you know? So when it comes down to anime preferences, while Dragon Ball isn't the best written anime I've ever read, but I will say, if you have never seen Dragon Ball, give it a shot.
Come on, bring it.
Because genuinely, Dragon Ball is one of the anime that has always stuck with me. And I do value it.
I'm not gonna go
When
easy
I
on
would
you.
be at my lowest points, I'd just turn on Dragon Ball. Goku has this infectious, happy nature.
You won't get away!
You just can't beat it. You just can't. Alright, you can't sit here and watch Goku's goofy smile and his happy-go-lucky attitude. Or those amazing legendary fights like Goku versus Frieza, Goku versus Cell, the Buu Saga 50-50, but it's just, especially like the Goku versus Cell fight was crazy. Goku versus Piccolo. I mean, these are legendary fights. And those will always hold a special spot in my heart. I do genuinely believe that Dragon Ball, while it's not the best, it's probably my favorite. One of my favorites, I should say. Not my favorite, but one of. It's really, really, really high up. It's definitely still in my top 3 favorites, just from the emotional attachment I have to it.
You'll regret that.
Because, like I said, some of my happiest and worst moments were watching Dragon Ball. But it would always help me get over the stress that I would be feeling before turning it on. Like I said, if I'm having a bad day, just turn on Dragon Ball. Now let's not forget though, Toriyama as a whole, he has made or had his hand in so many things that I love, and that you, if you're an anime fan, Toriyama has had his hands around so many different things that anime fans as a whole, you know, the anime scene wouldn't be the same without him. All right, I mean, we have Toriyama to thank for Naruto. We have Toriyama to thank for Naruto. We have I mean, granted, of course, he didn't make that. Masashi Kishimoto made it, but there's heavy inspiration to Naruto, to Goku. There's heavy inspiration from Goku in Naruto, and as a whole. I mean, if you remember the tailed beasts of Naruto, if you know their names, number 4, the tailed beast number 4. His name is Son Goku. He is a monkey. Sound familiar yet? Let's not forget, his Jinchuriki is Roshi. Literally, there's an homage there right in front of you. But that's not the only one. There's a manga panel at the Mask store in between when Naruto's hanging out with Jiraiya. I remember seeing this when I was a kid. I was like, what? Oh my god. Where Chatsu is one of the masks. I just think that's hilarious. I'll always think that's a funny joke. It's a great nod. But, yeah, like, Naruto pays homage to its predecessor, Dragon Ball, which is crazy. Don't even get me started, though, on Death Note or on Bleach. I mean, and One Piece. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I have a cough. Don't even get me started on Bleach or One Piece, or Death Note, especially Death Note, where Death Note, and I believe the same thing happened with Death Note and Bleach, where like when they were initially pitched, it wasn't perceived well. Like Toriyama saw Bleach and was like, yeah, no, like that's great, keep it going. But when it came to Death Note, if I remember, like there are plenty of anime that pay homage. Hell, there are plenty of shows that pay homage. I mean, Steven Universe, literally, bro, I don't know if we'd have Steven Universe without Dragon Ball. Like, Connie's outfit is literally modeled after Kid Gohan. There are so many different nods to Dragon Ball. The Garnet's fusion dance, the different, like, there are just these little, like, things. Like, there's, if I remember correctly, there's a scene in like Connie's mom's job, the hospital, where there's like patient 20 or Dr. 20 and patient 19, stuff like that. You know, as an homage to androids 19 and 20. So it's just without Dragon Ball, so many mediums we love, or without Toriyama at least, so many mediums we love so many things we love might not have been the same. Thanks to Toriyama, we have the Dragon Quest as we know it, which, if you're fans of my channel, you already know Dragon Quest is one of my number one, like, it's not number one, but it's one of my top favorite games, like, probably top 3 as well. Not to mention, another core memory for me as a child is sitting down with my brothers, and specifically my direct older brother. He knows his name. He knows who he is. We would sit down and we would play. We would play the Tenkaichi series, and yes, it would get heated. By the way, and I would like to say, as a child, I did really good. Of course, I didn't beat him too much because I was a child, but You know, I'm just saying, bro. Get you a PlayStation. We can run it up. I'll make content out of it. I'll show the whole world how I could beat you at Tenkaichi now, bet.
It's Lunar from the future. So, I also wanted to mention, not only did Toriyama reshape the anime scene and in turn inspire numerous upon numerous anime that we enjoy today, but he also inspired the designs of both Mario and Sonic, two iconic characters in the gaming industry, effectively helping with that effectively helping inspire more games as well. Not to mention, as a whole, he was a big inspiration on Sonic. As we know, the 7 Chaos Emeralds, 7 Dragon Balls. Super Sonic is a literal direct response to Super Saiyan. Or not response. As we know, the 7 Chaos Emeralds, 7 Dragon Balls. The supersonic form is a copy of the Super Saiyan form. So yes, Toriyama was a heavily influential person in in all forms of media, not just anime. I mean, it's just amazing the things that Toriyama had his hands in. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna send you back to the video now.
Tenkaichi now, bet. No, but yeah, no, like, Dragon Ball has given me so much. And, like, another really great, you could argue this is Dragon Ball related, another great memory I have now relating to Dragon Ball is meeting the voice of Christopher Sabat. Like, are you kidding me? That is insane. I met the voice of Christopher Sabat. Do you know what as a kid, do you know what I would have given to meet that man? Bro, I just, meeting him was a whole different experience. It was really dope. Like, I didn't have the means to pay for all the stuff. We barely had the money for AwesomeCon. I met him at AwesomeCon, if you can't tell. But we barely had the means to, like, pay for his autograph on this Vegeta statue we had. And I said to him, like, hey, out of curiosity, how much is this Zoro, like, this is a holographic Zoro card? Because, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, yo, do I want that Zoro card? Do I want Christopher Sabat to sign this? And she tells me it's like $60. And I'm like, okay, how much is it to get a picture with him? That was like $30. We didn't have either of those. We had enough for what we wanted, which was $60 for him to sign my thing, my Vegeta. And I was like, okay, and how about the Yamcha? Like, out of curiosity, $60. Okay, cool. I can't do any of that. I'll just stick to having him sign this. And quick hello and tell him that he made my childhood great. And she says okay, and Sabat eventually he sees me. He sees my my loving fiance, and he was amazing. Sabat was one of the nicest people I'd ever met. He sees my Vegeta figure, and he goes, "Oh, whoa, dude, that needs a Gallic gun on it. That needs a Final Flash on it, pronto." And he signs it, Final Flash. Then I was just standing there like, oh my dude, you're so amazing, like, you made my childhood. And he goes, I'm so happy to hear that. So, do you want a picture? And I was like, yes, please, Mr. Sabat, sir. I would love a picture. Oh my god, I can't believe I'm meeting Christopher Sabat. Whoa. And he takes he grabs my phone, he takes the picture himself, and I still remember this. This is probably gonna be one of the funniest parts. I kiss my fiance in the background of the picture, and he sees that from the reflection of the camera, and in the picture he's making a face like, what? And he goes, get a room, you two. And I went, I mean, we technically have a room, it's just back at our house, because as smart as I normally am, which I'm pretty decently smart, right? I'm at least average. Meeting the man that literally made my childhood. I mean, I've already talked about before how I love One Piece and I love Dragon Ball, obviously. This is the voice of Piccolo. This is the voice of Zoro, Vegeta, Yamcha. I mean, Shenron, dude. Like, Christopher Sabat has his voice in a lot of different things that I love listening to. I mean, this is All Might we're talking about. This is Captain Yami. All right, so like, you gotta just realize, yeah, I might sound stupid when I'm like, oh my god, he's so cool, but like, dude, he literally made my child and adulthood. All right, like, I was a little fanboying. I was fanboying a hell of a lot, actually. And I am okay with admitting that out loud. So, I'm like, he ended up signing me the Zoro, by the way, for free. Because he heard me talk about it, apparently. He signs it for me, and he's like, hey, by the way, do you want this Zoro? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't have the money. I didn't ask if you have the money. Do you want it? Yeah, and he goes, all right, you want me to sign, like, the move name and stuff? And I was like, yes, please. He signs it, and then she goes, he also wanted, his handler goes, yeah, he also wanted the Yamcha. He goes, dude, I love doing these. And on the Yamcha, which is him being blown up with the speech bubble, like in the fetal position, Yamcha's death pose, he signs it. At least I still have Bulma, right? I lost it. I lost it the moment I saw that. I also met Colleen, the voice of Luffy, that day. Really nice lady. Also the voice of Kid Goku, I believe, in Modern Iteration. So, another Dragon Ball member, technically speaking, just to loop that in, just to thread that needle. Because I believe in Daima, she voices Goku's English dub. Another beautiful soul, by the way. But this video is not about Awesome Khan. This video is about what Dragon Ball means to us. Dragon Ball and, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball GT, even, has a part in my life. I mean, it's just, I don't know. It's hard to put into words how I feel. I grew up listening to Masuka Nozawa and Sean Schemmel being the voice of Goku all of my life. And of course Moscow X. Shout out to Dragon Ball Z Abridged. But I can't describe, like, it's even in this video where the point is to do this, I'm having a hard time putting into words just what Dragon Ball means to me, because it's, to boil it down, it means a lot. It is very precious to me. This show was the thing that got me through, as I said prior, some of my worst moments. And this show was something I watched during some of my best moments. I will always be a Dragon Ball fan. Now, I will say, though, some of the fan base, not cool, dude. Some of them are just rude as hell. Some of the fan base is terrible, but you'll have garbage people in every fan base. Like, I don't know. Naruto has some pretty trashy fans, too. So does Bleach. Everybody wants to say that their verse is the best. But not every verse can be the best. No, I'm kidding. Don't want to start no problems in the comments. No, but because I'm a fan of all these things I just named. But Dragon Ball means to me, or Dragon Ball to me, is a story about self-progression. It is a reminder to always work on yourself, to always be better than the you of yesterday. Dragon Ball to me means looking forward to the future, both of the series and in your own lives. Just like Goku is always progressing to be better than he was the day before, the viewers should also progress to be a better person than they were the day before, whether that means working out or just being a better person. It is always about self-improvement. Like how Gohan, he might not be the strongest. Well, granted, he is getting up there again, but for a while Gohan wasn't the strongest, but he was the smartest. And I mean, his pursuit of knowledge only went like from the Buu saga to Super. Gohan's pursuit of knowledge only got higher. Where we see him in Dragon Ball Super Superhero, yeah, he might not have been a fighter, but Gohan never wanted to be a fighter. I could make a whole video, and I might make a whole video on that topic, but Gohan does embody Dragon Ball in the way of always progressing forward. You always move forward in whatever you do, whatever aspect of your life, be better at it the next day than you were the day before. I love this series. I know I have friends that love this series. It is very near and dear to a lot of my friends' hearts. Like my friend J-Man, Shamar. Both of those two to my knowledge, love this series just as much as I do. And it is something that will seemingly continue to go. And I am so happy. I cannot wait to see the next stage of Dragon Ball. What Dragon Ball will do next. I can't wait to see that. And I know that my friends who love Dragon Ball, they can't wait to see it either. I hope Dragon Ball continues.
I will never be defeated.
And I hope, just like true to Dragon Ball nature, that it tries to always be better than the thing before it. Now, in my opinion, the peak of Dragon Ball was probably either Z or the Zamasu arc of Super. I know a lot of people don't like Super, and that might be a hot take for some people, for me to even say, like, oh yeah, no, Super was the best part. But I think that Super is definitely underrated. I mean, yeah, the first two arcs weren't great. You know, they were just retellings and poorly animated at times at that. But you can't throw out a whole series because the first two arcs weren't great. I mean, the first arc of Naruto... Oh, no, the first arc of Naruto was great. I can't even pretend. Because that was the Zabuza arc. But there are anime that bounced up after.
You were no match for me.
But overall, I just want to say Dragon Ball means the world to me. Dragon Ball is, to me, a story of self-progression. And I want to know in the comments, what does Dragon Ball mean to you?
Wow.
Do you have what is your happiest memory with Dragon Ball? What is your saddest? Because if we're talking about sad times with Dragon Ball, let's not forget Dragon Ball is a story that is really good at lifting you up, but my God, when Dragon Ball wants you to flow with those tears, man, Dragon Ball has made me cry on a couple occasions. Granted, even as an adult, especially as an adult, I get teary-eyed when I see the Goku scene where he comes back to life for the day, and Goten runs up and, you know, like, oh, this is your dad. That scene will never, ever, ever not get me. I mean, I start bawling like a baby.
Did you come to...
Sure. See you later, Zen.
It's just, it hits different as an adult. It really does. And
I just wanted
let's
to
not
hang out.
forget, there are plenty of other heartbreaking scenes. I mean, Vegeta's sacrifice as a kid, that got me. That one broke me a little bit. I remember thinking Goku and Vegeta are just straight up never coming back to life, and being like, "Oh, dude, you're fucking with me."
I came up with a really
And I mean, that really hit hard. However, you know, of course, growing up, it doesn't make me get near as teary-eyed as it used to, but
wow.
And like
The whole world has their eyes on the
Dragon
Saturday
Ball
as
has
the
that
fight for the fate of
ability
the world begins
to just
now.
pull emotions out. And it really is, in my opinion, a good story. I never understood people who thought Dragon Ball wasn't a good story. I get it if you don't think it's like the perfect story, but I don't get it if you think it's a bad story. I think at that point that's just cap, bro. So, like I said earlier, I would
This is
love
going
to
be
hear
a
in the
feast for
comments
eyes. The first match
what
is
you
about to
think of
begin.
Dragon Ball. What is your happiest moment? Which I already expressed mine. What is your saddest moment with Dragon Ball? What scene makes you still cry like a baby? Because I mean, Krillin getting blown up, man, that's always gonna be a sad scene, but it doesn't tear me up on the Namek one. But Krillin on Earth, like Krillin's first death, where Goku's just full of this violent rage. Like this was the first time Goku truly seemed powerless. Minus Tao, of course. Tao bodied that man. I want to know. And I want to get a comment thread going of us just talking about Dragon Ball. And no, Dragon Ball won't be the only thing on the channel, but it's probably going to be a decent portion of my channel. I mean, because like I said, it's something that holds a good place in my heart. And I hope that eventually I can get Jay on to talk about it. I hope I can get Shamar on here to talk about Dragon Ball with me. I hope I can get some of you, the audience. I would love to have a dialogue with my viewers about Dragon Ball. Are you kidding me? That would be like a dream come true to me. To talk to my audience. To talk to members of the audience on a video about Dragon Ball and why they either love it or hate it. Because yeah, if you don't like Dragon Ball, tell me why. I would like to know why. And if you want, you could come on here. We could debate Dragon Ball. We could talk about it. You know,
Chi-Chi will get mad.
I love talking to you guys. That's why I make videos. But also, I love talking about things that I'm passionate about. Like Dragon Ball. Or we could talk video games. That's cool too. I mean, whatever. I like talking to the audience, to you guys, the audience. But I also like talking about video games and anime. So, if you haven't figured it out, this channel is going to be a lot of anime-related stuff. I hope you guys are down for that ride. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I can't thank you enough for watching. And I would like to, before I end this, give that quick shout-out to you, my friend, J-Man.mp4. Guys, please show J-Man some love. I reference him in this video because he also made a love song to Dragon Ball, or a love story to Dragon Ball. I reference him in this video because he also made a video as a love story to Dragon Ball. And a thank you to Toriyama. We both are now. And it's because we love this series. We love Dragon Ball. And it means a lot to both of us. So please, if you can show him some love, go show him some love. You feel me? And with that out of the way, I can't thank you enough on the main channel. We're at 546 subs. That blows my mind every day that I see it. I know on this channel we're not even at 10 subs yet, but we'll get there. I know we will. Anyway, I love you guys.